Hey guys, it's Wendy Hutchinson. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm talking today about fear and control, that really tight integrated relationship between processing fear or being in a state of fear. And I'm not talking fight or flight fear. I'm talking about fear of not being enough or any kind of fear. You're going to have a control response. Any kind of thing that is creating a seed of doubt or fear within you, a fear of not belonging, a fear of not making enough money, a fear of not being approved of by other people. Like there's all these iterations of fear that present in our lives, a fear of not being the mom, wife, daughter, friend that you feel you should be. What we do is we tip into a control pattern. So fear and control go together like peanut butter and jelly. And what happens is it becomes a subconscious response. And so whenever I would be deep in a fear of a program of unworthiness, I would tip into control, like I got to do better. I have to try harder. I need to have a more perfect house. I need to be a better mom. I need to cook better meals. I kept trying to control my environment and my situation physically, mentally, and emotionally to make the discomfort of the fear go away. Like if I am perfect, because I'm a recovered perfectionist, FYI, if I am perfect, then people will see me and my value, and I'll feel worthy and I'll be enough. Except that nobody saw me, nobody cared, and I still didn't feel like I was enough. So this fear control pattern really created a lot of suffering for me. Anytime we're in this fear and control pattern, you're creating suffering for yourself because what we're doing is trying to compensate and almost medicate our feelings with unhealthy actions and unhealthy mindsets and a limiting belief about ourselves. Another great example is if you're a parent, and I know all of you parents can relate to this, you are in a society that really, really prizes and recognizes success. So everybody's bringing these kids up to be, pro athletes, and they're going to be academic scholars. They're going to get scholarships. Like I have two boys, they're now grown, but when they were in school, it was so competitive. Everybody was doing travel sports. There was just all this pressure to succeed, succeed, succeed. And then you have this fear that your kids are not going to be enough. And that means you're not a very good parent. And there's just this whole domino effect of emotion, right? If I'm not a good parent, then people are going to judge me. And if people judge me, they're not going to like me. And if people don't like me, then that means I'm unworthy and I'm a terrible mom. Dot, 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 right? This domino effect of thoughts and emotions that don't serve us start to rise. And so, in an effort to avoid that, what do? We get with the program. We get our kids in music. We get our kids in sports, and it's a fear control response, right? Well, I'm just going to control this outcome, so everything will be okay. I will be okay. I will be seen. I will be loved. I will be accepted. And what happens is you end up being exhausted because you are so busy trying to be everything to everyone with this fear control program that you forget about yourself. You forget about your mental, physical, and emotional self. And it's all driven by a program of fear. And that fear comes from your childhood environment and your programming. So in my case, my fear was driven by my cultural programming. I'm Asian. If you can't tell, I'm Asian. And so Asians have this huge, huge attachment to success, and that's financial, athletic. You want your children to be successful and win. So then you can hold them up like a shiny penny and show the world how incredible your kids are. Therefore, you're worthy, or you're enough. You're enough, right? And I think a lot of us are on this hamster wheel of doing and controlling, because ultimately what we're really trying to prove is that we're enough. And that fear of not being enough, we become a slave to. And when you start on that hamster wheel of doing and controlling and trying and overcompensating in every way, you are never going to get there. And all you're doing is you are exhausting yourself. You're driving yourself to a mental breakdown, which I had in 2013. And you become depleted because all you're doing is you're chasing the approval of the external world. You're chasing the approval of your spouse. You're chasing the approval of your family, your friends, your boss. And all you do is deplete yourself. Because in the chasing and doing and controlling, in the fear and control program, is ignoring your own needs. And as you do that, you start to deplete yourself, and your resources and inner reserves are going down, 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 till you have nothing left, and you still can't stop because there's this internal drive that is just pushing you, pushing you, pushing you to be more, do more, show the world that you are amazing. It's all really has nothing to do with you per se, but it has everything to do with that mental program and tape that's running in your mind. And it's so subconscious, and it's been in there since childhood that you don't even realize you're doing it. And you're so in it, that sometimes it takes a breakdown or a radical life change or a divorce or maybe you get laid off from your job or something that you identify your ego with. It takes kind of some radical thing to bring you to your knees and get your attention, because things are presenting for you to pay attention to throughout this entire process of fear and control. But you're not looking at it because you're too busy controlling. You're too busy chasing the outcome, right? To make yourself feel better, to not feel that rising tide of emotional I'm not enoughness or unworthiness or, oh my God, what do people think feeling that's coming up. So here are a couple things. I'm circling back. Here are a couple things to help you with that. And the first thing that is so important, I hope you will really receive this message and sit with this, is you're worthy. You were born worthy. You came in as enough. You are enough. Nobody holds a newborn baby and goes, "Oh my gosh, you're unworthy and there's so much wrong with you." Babies are so perfect and divine and just pure light. Nobody ever does that, right? And starts criticizing the baby, right? So don't take that on. Don't take that narrative on. You may have been creating situations through the fear control patterning where you are reinforcing the belief that you're not enough, but that is just simply not true. You were born worthy. Your worth is inherent. So whatever this fear pattern is that's coming up, it's a program. And if it's a program, you can overwrite the program. You can rewrite and recode a new program within yourself. So the first thing I offer you is that your worth is inherent, because so much of our patterns and behaviors come from the fear of not being enough. And when we go into the control part of it, I want you just to observe how you relate to your life around you. How do you interact with your friends? Are you the one always driving? Are you the one always doing too much? Are you the one who keeps showing up when people aren't showing up for you? That's a fear control pattern. It might not be recognized like that, but there's this underlying core belief that if you just do more and be more and show up more, it's going to get better. This friendship that's dying that you keep investing all this in energy into is going to get better. They're going to see how much you do, and then they're going to reciprocate. And I think that's a huge thing, right? That was a big aha moment. Oh my gosh, my whole life I've been chasing worthiness, and the fear of being unworthy has kept me pinned in this control pattern. And when I took the pin out and understood that I am worthy, and I can bring all my energy back in that I'm pouring out to make sure everybody knows I'm worthy, right? If I can bring all that energy back in, it's going to be a game changer. So I did. I brought all my energy back in. So your worth is inherent. And I want you to look around and see where you're pouring all your energy out to control something, or to do too, if you know you do too much, I want you to bring all your energy back in. And then observe how you feel. You know, we've got to pull our energy back in and stop driving ourselves to absolute depletion and a mental breakdown, because that fear and grip of not being enough is so strong, right? And the final thing is to use discernment around what is aligned for you in terms of your response, reaction, and behavior, and what is not. What is aligned for you and what supports your mental, emotional, and physical health, and give yourself permission to do that. What supports it? What is supporting you? So instead of chasing and controlling and trying to be everything to everyone, or make everybody conform to what we want them to be, that's a control pattern, right? What if we just took our energy back and took our foot off the pedal and just let the chips fall where they may? This, for so many people, causes such extreme discomfort. But I will tell you, if you can do that, it'll set you free. Because what happens when you're trying to do too much and control too much and things aren't going the way you want them to, you get really resentful. And that resentment eats at you for years. And it's not healthy. And then it starts to manifest in your body, in your adrenal system. It starts to flood your body energetically with anger and resentment. And it's so toxic. So that's my offering today. Some perspective about fear and control. If you could just take a look at your life and see where in your life you're trying to control someone or an outcome, or you're trying to control yourself to be something other than your true self, to be accepted or loved. I think you might have some revelations there if you took some time and sat with that. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. It's January 2024. Let's start the year off right. Let's do our work. Let's show up as the best versions of ourselves this year. Take care of you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.